We've been talking about the potential matchup for Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler since at least last May at 2023, and we thought we would get it by the end of last year. But sadly, as we all know, that never occurred. Anyways, before the end of late last year, Conor McGregor announced that he would be fighting Michael Chandler at International Fight Week at 2024 at 185 pounds. Which I'm assuming Conor is trolling, by the way, about going at 185. And around this time, the UFC and the USADA partnership should be over, so it should be the perfect time for Conor just to fight. I just personally think if this matchup does happen between the two, I gotta put my money on Conor McGregor. And I can already hear the haters saying that Conor is declining, or Conor is washed, and that he's gonna get folded easily by Chandler. And look, I just think Conor hasn't evolved his game, and I actually still think it's still enough to beat Michael Chandler. So let me elaborate. The Poirier who fought Conor in the rematch was a more evolved version of Dustin Poirier. I don't believe the change in the weight class had all that much to do with the outcome. Guys like Khabib and Poirier were consistently adapting and improving their game since those guys were still motivated, while Conor on the other hand has mostly stayed the same. And I truly believe to thrive in MMA you need to be consistently evolving and adding new dimensions to your fighting style, which Conor hasn't really done, likely due to lack of motivation. Now that being said, I still believe Conor McGregor can TKO Michael Chandler in the first or second round. I truly believe Chandler is very good, but he has a lot of holes in his game, and he's also a person that hasn't evolved either. The dude relies on his crazy explosive power, but he lacks defense, and he usually doesn't set anything up. He just throws a lot of naked attacks for the most part. He relies on his explosive fast twitch power and speed, and it's effective to a certain extent. Now add that with the fact that he's most likely not going to grapple with Conor in the beginning of the fight, and instead he's going to try to stand and bang with Conor, and if you ask me, that's a really bad idea. Since Conor McGregor is an amazing counter striker and Michael Chandler has no fight IQ, if you ever watched a Chandler fight, you would notice that he never tries to wrestle. Instead, Chandler tries to stand and bang with his opponents until he gets badly hurt, and then he finally decides to shoot and tries to wrestle. In Chandler's last 4 fights, every opponent he fought has managed to drop him at least once. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, a washed up Tony Ferguson, and Charles Oliveira. I also believe Conor McGregor will drop Michael Chandler and finish him, especially since Chandler has shown that he just doesn't care about winning sometimes. He just cares to entertain, and I think that's awesome as a fan. I just honestly think this is going to cost him when he fights Conor McGregor. And I know what you guys are going to say, Conor McGregor is coming off from a long layoff, but so is Michael Chandler. Chandler hasn't fought since 2 years ago in 2022 when he fought Dustin Poirier, and the dude's only beating guys who are on losing streak like Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson. Conor is the better boxer, he's the better striker, and the dude is an amazing counter striker. And don't forget that Conor McGregor is so much better against orthodox fighters who throw heavy right hands. We saw that multiple times in his career. And Chandler loves to throw a lot of loopy punches, and that's Conor's bread and butter. It is to slip and counter. And I just see that happening in this fight. Chandler has negative fight IQ, and I honestly think his style will ultimately get him caught at the end of this fight. You just know that Chandler is going to consistently try to pressure and engage and go for the kill shot. He wants to counter, and someone like Chandler is not that great when it comes to defense, and Conor McGregor has also fought a similar style of Michael Chandler's before, like Chad Mendes. Yes, he was smaller and didn't pack as much of a punch, but you could argue Chad Mendes had better boxing and that he was faster. But that being said, if Conor does return as he did in that Dustin Poirier fight, and if his leg is 100%, then I really feel confident on my pick. Now, in the same time, it would not surprise me if Chandler caught Conor. The dude does possess crazy ass power, and if for some reason he does actually decide to wrestle in the first round and actually listen to his coach, then I can see him potentially beating McGregor. But anyways, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you liked the video, please don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on my next one.